Okay, good day. Sorry, my headset. So in this video, no, we will be covering simple interest and bank discount. So if you have read the topic, which I bet Mark wala pa kay wala pa man may books. But sige lang, since this is the first video pod and since we're waiting on your books, concentrate na lang muna on the video and the Excel file. This one na ato ang i-accompany ani nga video. Okay? So for this ano no for this chapter, before we go towards discussing simple interest, we first have to get familiar with this terms. So first is ang ato ang ginatawag na creditor or lender. And then we also have our debtor or borrower. So, 'di ba kung naay excess money ang company, usually or kung ikaw mismo nga tao na kay excess money, tapos wala tas na mangutang sa imuha man na siyang ipautang. So with that no, ikaw nga nagpautang, the you're called the creditor or lender. So the one who lends money. Uh, who lends money. Okay, and then ang kani po atong ginatawag na debtor or borrower ang manghulamay, we call it the one who owes money. Owes money. Okay? So, 'di ba wala may libre diri sa kalibutan. So with that no, the use of money is paid with what? It is paid with interest. So this is what we call as the cost of using money. So this cost of using money no, cost siya on the part of the lender, kay siya man ang magbayad, but this is the parang return of lending money, or the return of using money, or the return of using money, or the return of lending money. So kung kung ikaw ang nanghulam, ikaw may magbayad, so muna siya nga cost sa siya yung mga part or expense siya on your part. Kung ikaw ang nagpahulam, so this is a return on lending money. So return of lending money. Okay. So this is on the part of the borrower. So when it comes to computing the interest, we have two ways of computing interest. The first one is simple interest. First one is simple interest, and the second one is the compound interest. So when we say simple interest, compound interest. So when we say simple interest, no, this is computed only once. Only once during the period of kanang tawagan niyo, during the period when money is borrowed. So usually this is used in kanang credit terms. We call it credit terms. So ang terms sa pagpangutang, credit terms, used with loans with a credit term of less than 1 year. Pero naaya po instances no, so kung buutan kay ka nga kuan, magpautang, usually dili na nimo anakan pa ang anak. So kani sa simple interest no, ang mga anak lang is ang principal or ang katong unsa ang kwarta nga gihulam. So when we kanang, so kung butan ka nga magpautang, pwede ni siya mo extend pa og more than 1 year, tas once lang ka mag-compute sa imuhang interest. But si compound interest, interest is computed periodically. When we say periodically, no, it could be monthly. Interest could be computed quarterly, so every 3 months, bi-monthly, so that means every 2 months, bi-weekly, that means every 2 weeks. So twice a week means kada semana. There are daily pod nga compounding period. What else? Annually, so kada tuig. Semi-annually, so every 6 months. Um, so ang iyang concept anino kay kanang ang anak ng anak. So you compute interest on interest. This is usually ang ginagamit sa kanang 5-6 no nga utang ka mga anak na tong ang 5 mahimong size, ang size mga anak na pud to. So that's compound interest. But when we say simple interest, ang 5 mura to ang mga anak permente. Okay, so compound interest will be discussed further on chapter 2 or the second video that will be uploaded. So this is used, dapat ka used na siya. So this is used no with loans with a credit term of more than 1 year. So ato na lang nibutangan og usually no, usually this usually used. Kaya dili man siya like sa tanang cases, but kasagaran mo na siya nga atong ibutang nga usually or most of the cases, no? So usually used with loans with a credit term of more than 1 year. So now let's concentrate muna on simple interest. Again, simple interest is computed only once. Now to before we proceed to the computation of the simple interest, let's get familiar muna with these terms, no? So again, interest is the cost of using money. Tapos, on the other hand naman, we have the principal. So this is the amount borrowed. Principal is the amount borrowed. So kung pili mong gihula mo to siya ang imuhang principal. Now, next one would be our rate. So this is our rate is our interest rate. So pila man ang porsyento sa interest. So rate is our interest rate. So this is the percentage wherein kana bitang kung pila ang anakon sa principal for that particular period. Usually this is expressed in years. So this is expressed annually. So, annual siya nga periods. For example, 12% annually. So, kung silent, 12%, so meaning 12% na siya for the whole year. Later on sa compound interest, no, na yung mga trick questions, like, umingon siya dito nga 2% monthly. So, more likely, ang iyang ginamin nato, muna to siya nga, kada bulan, mga anak siya 2%. So, our rate, no, is again expressed usually, especially pag silent ang problem, iyahang ginamin ana is that for the whole year na siya. For 1 year, katulang ang imuhang interest rate na bayaran. And then, aside from that, we also have time. So, our time here is our credit term, no? Or, it is the length money is borrowed or lent. So, ang our time kay pwede siya like in terms of days, so mga pwede putang talag 90 days nga loan, so 90 days lang imuhang time. Pwede siya nga 1 year loan, so 1 year lang imuhang kanang utang, 2 years loan, or like 6 months nga loan, so that's your time. Now, for that time, no, this is the tawag number of days or the length between the what do you call this one? Loan date. So katong date ka nangutang ka and the maturity date. Maturity date is kung kanus-aman mo bayaran ang utang, kanus-aman siya mo due. So in counting no the number of days nga kanang involved within a credit or within a loan, you include the last day but exclude the first day. So again include the last day but exclude the first day. This will be further discussed later on once we will discuss on how to um, calculate the time when time is unknown. So given the interest, principal, and rate, but time is unknown. So for formula no for solving interest is equal to principal times rate times time, or it is equals to PRT. Okay? So, for example, no, let's assume this example nga mhm, um, a loan for 280,000 pesos is extended to you at simple rate, simple interest for 1 year, at a simple interest rate of 9%. So, how much now? How much is the interest? So, the interest on this loan, no? So, again, our interest is unknown. So, this is I is equal to I is equal to PRT. So, our interest now is equal to PRT. So, our principal is, diba, 280,000 pesos. And then, you multiply that by the rate. Our rate here is 9%. So, you can express it with 9%. Pero kung mag-calculator man good ka, no, this is usually at 0.09. So, I hope you know how to convert percentages into decimal points. So, by converting percentages into decimal points, you simply divide the percentage form by 100. So, 9 over 100 is 0.09. Okay? So, times. So, di ba, since our interest rate is expressed in years, our time should also be expressed in years. So, in this example, 1 year man, so no problem. So, 1 year. Okay? So, with that, our interest then would be at 25,200. Ito na lang, i-delete na lang ang equal sign din sa taas. Okay, at 25,200. So, sir, how, unsa imong ginamin, sir, no, nga kanang, since whole man 1 year man expressed imuhang interest rate, your time should also be expressed in years. So, for example, no, ang loan is, for example, is extended to you for butang talag 6 months. 6 months. So, sir, how do we convert our time period nga butang talag less than 1 year or more than 1 year pero dili siya like buo nga year? So, you simply have to divide, you have to translate your time into katong fraction of a year, okay? So 6 months. So, 6 months is, since months man ang gigamit, how many months are there in a year? So, there are 12 months. So, to know that, so that's, time now would be 6 over 12, or this is 6 over 12, or this is 6 over 12.5. So, since 0.5 imuhang time, you can now compute for interest as 280,000 multiplied by the annual rate, annual simple interest rate, and multiply that by 0.5, which is your time expressed in years. So, pila man ni siya? Okay, 12,600. Sir, how about, sir, kung days ang given? Okay, so kung days ang given. Okay. So, kung days ang given, no, it will be explained later on nga kung wala giingon, kung unsa nga number of days in a year ang gamiton, you use 360 days. Okay? But if mentioned sa numbers as a problem, no, nga you use 365 as a number of days in a year, you use that. But if the problem is silent, we use 360. So since in this problem, wala giingon, no, kung pila ka number of days dapat in a year ang gamiton. So our time now would be, so pila ka days kali pag silent ang problem? 360 days in a year. So 90 over 360. So this would then be equals 90 over 360. Our time would be at 0.25. So our interest then would be 280,000 times 0.09 times 0.25. So with that, our interest in this case would be 6,300 pesos. But if you want naman no nga, sir, pwede na yung shortcut, sir, no nga dili na ko mag-convert pa sa kung time period into decimal points and can I use na lang fractions? Of course, you can do that. So for example, that is a number of months, no? So another way of solving this one would be to simply solve it as 280 times 0.09 times 6 over 12. Our 6 months over the 12 months. So this will actually result to the same answer. So 12,600. Same with the number of days, no? Sorry. Okay. Same with the number of days, no? 6 over 12. Okay. So for the number of days, na kung days ang given, no? So dili ta magamit og 0.25, we will use 90 over 360. This will still result to ano naman ni? Ay, dapat kay, sorry, 0.25. Tingnan ko. Okay, 6,300. Okay. So, ayun. So, again, this will still result with the same answer. So, which is 6,300. Okay? So, that's the basic principle of simple interest. You just, interest is simply computed by multiplying the principal, the rate, and the time. And it's only computed once in a period. So, with that, we're done now with our introduction to our, wala pa di ay, no, to computing the simple interest, no. Next is, this is on computing the simple interest, right? So, next is we are to compute the maturity value. So, when we say maturity value, no, this is the total amount payable at maturity date. Maturity date. So, di ba nangutang ka, tas magbayad ka after sa first problem, nangutang ka, tas magbayad ka after 1 year, di ang mahitabuan na imong bayaran is both the principal and the interest. Kaya since nag-due naman ang utang, bayaran nimo ang katong inahan pati ang anak. Okay? So, since 'di ba, from that word no nga bayaran nimo ang inahan ug ang anak. So total amount payable at maturity date, so meaning this is the sum of principal plus interest. So since from this no, so maturity value is equal to principal plus interest. So, based to ang first example, no? Let's just continue with the first example na lang. Our principal there is 280,000. And our interest is, how much was that? First example, 25,200. 25,200. So, with that, no, our total maturity value would then be 305,200. Okay, so, sir, is there a chance, sir, that we can solve the maturity value in a shortcut manner? Of course, there is. So, saan man na siya, no? So, maturity value or MV is equal to principal plus interest. So, by substitution, no, we know for a fact that interest is equal to PRT. So, principal plus PRT. So we substitute the formula for interest with its formula itself, PRT. And then, uh, based sa inyong knowledge on your algebra, no, we can combine like terms. So in this expression, no, uh, common both sides sa addition nato nga operation si P. So common si P. So we bring P out and then we divide the whole equation with P. So P divided by P is 1. So plus PRT over P is RT. So, mo rin siya ang imuhang silbi simplified nga kanang equation for solving maturity value without the need. Kaya di ba, what if given ka sa loan, given ka sa principal sa rate sa time, dayon, ang pangutana sa imo is not the interest but the maturity value na diretso. So you can do this shortcut na dayon. So imuha na yung principal. So we know for a fact that our principal is 280,000. And then, so multiplied by 1 plus our rate is 0.09 multiplied by our time. So our time here is 1. So if kanang we solve for this, it will still result to 305,200 as you can see here. Okay. So again, this is the shortcut formula for maturity value. So, 'di ba so we're done with our maturity value, no? Next is, 'di ba, I have told you kanina nga loans can be like the term of the loan can be expressed in months, in years, in days. So, what if you have to compute the number of days given? So, what if ang gihatag lang sa imo is maturity loan date and maturity date? How would you know or how would you calculate the length of time given on a particular problem? So for example, let's continue with this problem, no, kaning katunay number of days. Where is it? 6 months, 6 months. Ay, oh my god, wala na ako na-edit. Basig ma-wrong na naman ka for 90 days. May kali ka nabantayan na to, no? 90 days. Sorry. So, 6 months, 1 year. Okay. So, assume, no, na kanang a loan for 280,000 is extended to you for butang talag mag-una ta sa months na lang sa una. Okay. Months. Months. Okay. So, this is the concept of time, maday. Atong butangan og separation day. Concept of time. Okay. So, butang talang today. Ay, wrong. Wrong. Where was that? Okay. So, okay. So, butang talang today. So, today is August 25. On August 25, a loan for 200,000 is extended to you for 6 months at a simple interest rate. So, when is the maturity date? So, naman ang question dayon. When is the maturity date? So, since months man ang given, no, dili man siya number of days, sayon na ni siya. So, we simply kanang count 6 months after August. So, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. So, that's 6 months again. August, September, October, November, December, January, February. Again, no, in counting for time, you ignore the first day and you ignore the first day and then you include the last day. So ignore August, September, October. Though it's not day. Sir, in day ngano mas imong ignore. More same concept ang i-apply nimo, no? So August, September, October, November, December, January, February. So our maturity date here is maturity date. Our maturity date then is at February 25. Tapos, so kung silent ang problem, no, so we use the current year. So this is extended to you on 2021. So maturity date is 2021. 2022. Ay, Josie. Sorry. So, February 25, 2022. So, that's 6 months after. Sayun ra kung months or sayun lang siya kung what do you call this one? Sayun ra siya kung years ang giingon. So, like 6 months nga loan or 2 years nga loan. Kaya pwede naman ka mag-ihap nga dali-dali lang. The question here then diri is that kanang what if days ang given sa imuha. So nga Okay. So what if days ang given sa imuha? Kung days ang given sa imuha, we have to account for tawag in count in sa numerator man ni siya, no? So we have to account for two different things in counting the term, in counting the length of time the money is kanang length. So for the numerator, which is our kanang kung makabantay mo diri sa tong formula, no? The numerator is the length, the time of the actual borrowing, and the denominator is expressed in years. So sa atong numerator, no, tapos kung days ang ato ang gina-consider, naatay ginatawag na actual time, and then naapo din tayo ginatawag na approximate time. So with actual time, guys, ang iyang ginabuhat ani is it counts each day covered. So it counts each day covered. So kung like for example, so if we count August 24 taman sa August 24 taman sa September 3. So again, in counting the time, no, we ignore the first day and we include the last day. So August 24 to August 24 to September 3. So, in actual time, pila ka days ang nilabay? 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, September 1, 2, 3. So, that's 10 days. Again, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 1, 2, 3. So, that's 10 days. So, by the way, before we proceed po na, no, there is a technique, and if dili ka kabalo no, or dili ka memorize well, kung aha nga months ang naay 31 days or kung aha nga months ang naay 30 days, so use your knuckles, char sa siya og term, knuckles, diba? So, every time nga mutungtong siya sa imuhang knuckles, meaning ana, 31 days na siya. If di siya mutungtong, that's 30 days. Except for February, nga 28 days, kung dili leap year, with leap year, it's 29 days. So, January, imong February is naman sa tunga. So, February, March, 31, April, 30, May, 31, June, 30, July, 31, and then balik ka usab. August, 31, September, 30, October, 31, November, 30, December, 31. So again na, ang mutungtong ana would be 31, ang dili is 28 or 30. Okay, so again, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Okay, so for approximate time naman, what it states is that it assumes that every month has 30 days. So kung every month has 30 days, so August 24 to September 30, your counting is as if August has only 30 days. So that's 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 1, 2, 3. Again, ha? 24, so 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 1, 2, 3. So that's only 9 days. So as you can see here, guys, no, when when the problem would state nga actual time or approximate time, mas taas ang or mas daghan nga number of days imong maihap if you count using actual time. While if you count using approximate time, mas gamay nga number of days ang imuhang maihap. So for example no, using actual time, when is the maturity date of the loan nga so for example katong number of days na punta no. Sige ani, number of days na punta. Okay. So on August 25 a loan for 200 is extended to you for butang ta lang og 15 days. 15 days lang ta kaya para mo buo ra pag-ihap. 15 days at a simple interest of 9%. When is the maturity date? So using actual time, our period is 10 days man, diba? So 15 days. So August 25 daw. So when is the maturity date? So 25, 20 actual time is we assume kung we count the actual number of days. So August at 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 34 naman balik, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and then September 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, again ha. So, August 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, maturity date nato would be on September 9, 2021. For your, September 9, 2021. For your, for your approximate time. So, same number of days. So, but it assumes, diba, nga every month ends with 30 lang. So, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And then we start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, August 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, our maturity date then using approximate time is on September 10, 2021. Okay. So, 10. So aside from our sige, let's try calculating that. Sir, what if more than 15 days ang what if more than 15 days ang amo ang ihapon? Okay, so or what if ang gihatag sa amo sir kay loan date and maturity date, and then we are asked to count for the number of days. So assume ani nga be on August 25, a loan for 200 is extended to you and will mature on August, September, October, sige, dili na lang, December 25 sa Pasko pa gyud, 2021. At a simple interest of 9%, how many days shall be used in computing for the simple interest rate, simple interest rate using A, actual time, B, approximate time, B, approximate time. Okay. So, 'di ba? Again, ato ang bagwalan tadig actual and then nato approximate. So again, remember na for our actual, we count for the actual number of days. For approximate, we only assume that the number of days is 30. So for actual time, and then, di ba, ang start ato is August. So August has 31 days. So 31 days minus the date of the loan, so 25. So pila man ang So pila man yung 31 minus 25? So 31 minus 25, that's 6 days. And then so December pa man no, so we diretso yung tabutag September. Pila ka number of days sa September na ay 30. October na ay 31. November na ay 30. And then for December, ang imong ibutang kay December man ang due date, kato ng number of days dayon nga ato ang murag na human sa month, which is from December 1 taman sa maturity date. So that's pila ka days? December 25 man, so 25 days. So the total number of days used for actual is 122 days. Pero sir, what if kung approximate? So again, no, kung approximate, it only assumes that the number of days involved, a number of days per month is at 30 days. So this is 30 minus 25. So that's 30 minus 25. The resulting days is 5. And then so September, ato na lang kopyahon. September, October, November, December. So September 30, October 30 ra po daw, November 30 ra po. And then for December, for the month of maturity no, ay po di 30. Kaya tama naman sa 25 ang utang. So 25 ra po taman imong ibutang. So 25. So our based on approximate number of days no is only 120 days. Pero kung actual time, it's 122 days. So this proves no na using actual as compared to approximate, mas daghan ang number of days na involved kung actual ato ang buhaton kumpara kang approximate. Okay. And then as next is naa po dayon tay mga nalay po tay concept of time used sa ato ang denominator. So sa ato ang denominator naatay ginatawag nato nga kanang exact interest method, which is iyahang gina-consider nga there are 300 ang exact man gyud siya. So there are 365 days in a year. 366 days on a leap year. However, on the other hand, na po din tayo ordinary interest method. Kung imo ba ta siyang unhon-naon murag ang mirror or ang kanang murag kapares in concept ni actual time is the exact interest because they count the actual time or the exact number of days in a year. For approximate time naman no nga it assumes there are only 30 days in every month including February, mind you. So there are 12 months man in a year and then 30 days per year. So 12 times 30, that's 360. So muna siya concept ni ordinary interest method nga there are 360 days in a year. Leap year man or dili. Okay? So, 'di ba again, in computing for our time and then 'di ba we express our time in terms of year or years. So, since we express kanang time in terms of years and then kung fraction lang or especially kung days lang ang given, so our numerator is the number of actual days nga kanang outstanding ang debt, meaning wala pa kakabayad sa utang. So from loan date to maturity date. And then, ang imong denominator dayon is the number of days per year. So, kung imong hunahon there are 4 different variations that we can use when days ang involved. So, what are these 4, no? So, first one is atong kuhaon tong ilahang tawag ani ilahang mirror lang sa nga kanang images, no? So for instance kang actual time iyang denominator ana kung mirror is exact interest method. So kung based atong example no, so atong actual time is 122 and then yung denominator would be exact interest man, so 365. So that's 122 over 365. Our kanang loan date or our credit term as a fraction of years or as a fraction of a year is 0.334247. Now, if we napoy another option no katong laging isa na pod. So, approximate time. So, sa approximate time, iyahang kapares would be ordinary interest method. So, our approximate time is 120 days. And then, kung ordinary interest method, denominator is at 360. So, 120 over 360. So, using this, no, our term or our time is only at 0.3333. Now, naa po rin siya, pwede po rin sila mutabok sa each other. So, atong ipatabok una si actual time. Iyang pares dayon would be si ordinary interest. So, our actual time would be 122 and then our ordinary interest is 360. So, pila man ni siya? 122 over 360. So, our term na dayon became 0.338889. Now, since nitabok si actual time, pwede po mutabok si approximate time. So, approximate time over exact interest. So, over exact interest. Okay, so our actual time, approximate time is 120 days over our exact interest nga method ng number of days per year is 365. So, here, natin 120 over 365. Ako na lang manuhon. 120 divided by 365. So, 0.328767. What can we observe from this different combination of concepts of time? So, as you can see, no, kinsay pinakataas diri naghatag og result. So, this is the highest, no? Highest yields to the highest result. Yields to the highest result. Meaning, this will lead to the highest interest. Okay? And then, the least po diri dayon is kaning combination ng approximate time and exact interest method. So, this yields the lowest result, meaning this will lead to the lowest interest. So, kung ikaw ang gapangutang, kung ikaw ang nagpautang, dito jud ka mo adto diba sa highest combination kung dito ka kung aha ka mas makakwarta. So that is why we call actual time over ordinary interest method the banker's rule. The reason for that again is because siya ang gahatag og highest interest yield. So for example, no, for example, we solve for the interest of this problem using these different combinations. So for actual time over isang interest, approximate time over ordinary interest. Okay. So our interest here again is principal is 280,000. Our rate is at 9%, so 0.09. And then we multiply that by our time, which is 122 over 365. So the interest here is 8,423. So continuing with the example, so if we use approximate time over ordinary interest, so 120 lang ni siya, and then this one would be 360. So our interest would be 8,400. And then next one is actual time, so 122. Ordinary interest is 360 days, so that's 8,540. And then lastly, approximate time, so 120, exact interest is 365. So 8284.93. So this will kanang corroborate our kanang tawag ani oy kanang claim here na actual time over ordinary interest method will give you the highest interest possible. So, muna siya again nga ginatawag siya banker's rule. And if problems are silent, use the banker's rule. So unsa man ang kanang unsa nang silencer. So what if wala siya nag-ingon kung actual time or ordinary actual time or approximate time imong gamiton, count the actual number of days. Wala siya nag-ingon kung ordinary interest or exact interest, meaning wala siya nag-ingon kung pila ka number of days in a year, kung 360 ba or 365, use 360. Okay? So butan na lang natin dire notes. When problems are silent, use banker's rule. Banker's rule, which is actual time over ordinary interest method. Okay. So we're done with that. Let's move now to okay. Dahil na sa manipulation of the simple interest formula. Formula. Okay. So, for this, I'm gonna use katong insert formula nga function. I'm just gonna move myself downward muna, guys. So, insert nabay formula din. Insert symbols. Equation. Ganun. Sige. I will copy paste it as a picture later on kay if I upload it sa classroom, this equation will be kanang deleted actually. So again, no, our a simple interest formula is I is equal to PRT. So what if this is our basic formula? So simple interest formula. Formula. Okay. So what if interest is so this one is interest is unknown. So what if principal is unknown? Principal is unknown. Unsa nga what do you call this one? Principal is unknown. Unsa ang imuhang formula nga gamiton? So it would be like this. So principal, since principal is unknown, no? Atong itabok si principal dito sa other side. So ato sang i-reverse ang equation para naa sa left side si principal. So principal PRT is equal to sige na. Bakit ayaw niya? Sige. So let's reverse na lang muna the equation. Okay, kumuna ko. Sige siya masagot. Okay, let's reverse the equation, no? PRT is equal to I. And then since P is unknown, we have to transfer all other kanang variables to the other side. So to the known side. So since with that, to do that, we have to divide PRT with RT. Kaya naka-multiply man si RT, no? So in order to transfer that to the other side, you have to divide the whole equation with the reverse of the operation of the variables that you are going to transfer. So kung multiplication, divide. Kung addition, subtract. Okay? So kung addition, subtraction. So again, multiplication, mahimong division. Ang subtraction, mahimong addition. Vice versa. So multiplication, division, subtraction, addition. Division, multiplication. Okay? So, ayun. So, PRT equals I. So, again, we transfer, we divide this by Ano to? Design. Yun. So, fraction. Okay. So, mahimo na siyang PRT over RT. And then, the other side will be I over RT. I over RT. So, RT here will be cancelled out. So, ang mabili na lang dayon would be P is equal to I over RT. So, this is now your shortcut formula when the principal is unknown. So, what now if ang unknown na to is si rate? So, rate is unknown. Ano? So, same, no? Ito na yung kopyahon tanan. Okay. So, the difference here lang is that since si R man ang unknown, si R ang mabilin. So, ang atong i-transfer here would be si P og si T. So, P og si T. And then, our formula dayon nga final would be R is equal to P over T. Di ba? Noon sa man siya, ganun nalahi yung font. Pero muna siya ang final dayon nga form. R is equal to I over PT. So, what if time is unknown? So, what if time is unknown? Okay. So, same concepts. But this time, since the time man ang unknown, what we will transfer dayon left. Okay. What we will transfer dayon would be P and R. So, dali dayon siya. Mawala si T. So, P and R. P and R. So, may muna din siyang T is equal to T is equal to P and R. Okay. So, muna din siya imong formula for time. Okay. So, let's put these equations into action. So, let's consider this. So, let's use the banker's rule. Okay. So, kaninga problem, same problem. So, let's use the same problem here sa taas. And then, so, on August 5, atong sa ta. Okay. On August 5, loan is extended to you and will mature at simple interest of 9%. Interest 9%. Interest is calculated at pila to ato ang interest for actual time 8,540 at 8,540. 8,540. Okay. So we will use this general information. So for example, principal is unknown. So what if ang given lang sa imuha is katong the loan date and the maturity date, and then ang interest rate, and then ang interest itself. So by knowing the loan date and the maturity date, you can compute for time. So na kay T, given ang rate, given ang interest, but principal is unknown. So using this formula, no, P is equal to I RT. So our interest here again is 8,540. Our rate is at 0.09 multiplied by our time here again is silent ang problem. We use banker's rule. So the banker's rule is pila to yung base sa banker's rule 122 over 360. So 122 over 360. Okay. So with that, wrong. Okay. So, pila ang ato ada yung principal. So, using this equation, no, so that's 8,540 over, atong i-close in parenthesis, si 0.09 times 122 over 360. So this should give us the principal, which is 280,000, which is correct. So what if si rate ng unknown? So using this information, kanina pa itong paano, ito lang i-modify, no? So using this formula no nga R is equal to I over PT. So R as unknown. So our interest is 8,540. Ayan lang. Saan man po pada ko? Okay. Increase. Okay. Ay. Okay. So 8,540. So our rate is unknown man, but the principal is known, which is 280,000 times 122 over 360. So if we compute for that, this will result to 8,540. So 8,540. We divide that with 280,000 multiplied by 122 over 360. Okay, so the result would be, ay, hala, saan na eh? Basig ang comma. Ang itong dapat kuhaon. Okay. So, the rate now is at 0.09. So, how do you, diba, rate is expressed in percentages. So, since you get a decimal point and to transform decimal into kind of percentages, you just simply multiply the decimal by 100. So, that's equals 9.09 multiplied by 100%. So, dapat, a percentage lang din natin siya. Ganun. So, may mo din siyang 9%. So, 9 kay, di ba? 9.09. 0.09. Ari ko. Times 100. That will give you, this will give you 9. So, 9%. Now, for the number of days, so let's assume here, ay, kanina gapon na itong gamitan. Okay. So, this time, interest is known, principal is known, and rate is known, but the time is not. So, 280. So kanin 120 over 360 ang diwa takabalo kung unsa na siya. Okay. So, and then what we will do dayon is multiply this by the rate. So, 0.09 kay principal times rate man ta. Interest over principal times rate. So, this is time. Okay. So, this will then result to be 8,540. You divide that by 280,000 multiplied by 0.09. This will give you this value, 0.38. Sir, unsa man namon ni sir nga naka-express man siya in decimal. So to transform it back to number of days, then we simply pila gali atong number of days in a year, that's 360. So by multiplying this figure by 360 kay silent ang problem, we will then get the exact number of days na gina-calculate. So that's 122 days. Okay? So assuming lang ha na the data is consistent, so 280 ang principal, the interest is 8,540, the rate is 0.09, and the number of days is unknown. So kani kay we were using ordinary interest method man. So what if we were instructed to use exact interest method instead. So using exact interest method, this is ordinary interest method. So using exact interest method, no, the number of days will be this decimal amount. You multiply that by 365 because by exact interest method, ingon siya na 365 days in a year. So the number of days nga magawas would be 123.69. Sir, unsa man namon na siya, sir? So there is no fractional day. So what we do is round up. Round up, ha? When the number of days are involved, we round up. We don't round off. So round up. So this, meaning na atay 124 days. So sir, what if the result is 123.01? Diba dapat sir 123 lang na siya kay based sa math dapat round off. Excuse me. So again, when it comes to calculating the number of days, wala tayo round off. What we do is round up because there is no fractional day. A fraction of a day is considered a day. Okay? So 1233.1.01 will still result to 124 days. Okay. So that's for manipulating our formula, no? Where are we na dayon? Manipulating the formula. Okay, so now we're done with that. And then we go now to bank discounts. So bank discount. Sir, unsa naman po ni sa bank discount, sir? So si interest, diba sa simple interest, so simple interest loans is that utang karon ka ng amount para nimo pag abot sa maturity uban ang interest. So principal ay ang inahan o ang anak muna ang imuhang bayaran sa end. Bank discount behaves differently in no sense nga interest is collected at loan date. Ha, sir? Unsa lugar, sir? So, meaning, no? Kung nangutang kag 280,000, ang imuhang madawatan, dili 280,000. Is 280,000 minus the interest. Okay? So, sir, unsaon lugar na siya pag-solve? So, kung makabantay mo ganiha, we were given the principal and then we will solve for maturity value. Now, sa bank discount, maturity value is equal to the face amount. So, there is a simple interest formula. This is sa taas ba? Sa taas ka, Jut. Simple interest. Okay. So, there is a simple interest, no? Face amount is equal to principal. Unsa man ang face amount, sir? So, kung pila imong giutang, kung pila imong giingon nga giutang, or kung pila ang nakalista dito nga imong utang, moto siya imong face amount. So, kung pila to siya, moto ang principal for simple interest. However, for bank discount, kung pila to imuhang giingon nga imong utangon, that's not what you call as kanang your principal. That is what you call your maturity value na dayon. Laka, sir, no? Weird kay, di ba? Ang sa simple interest, iyang maturity value, sir, kay principal plus interest. Yes, because wala man ka nagbayad og interest for the whole term. So, meaning, principal plus the interest. So, ang katong imong giutang, doon ang panimog anak. With bank discount kasi is that, nangutang ka, pero gideduct na daan ang interest. So, utang kang 280, gikuhaan daan og anak, pag abot sa pinakalas, imong bayaran, 280 na gyapon. Kaya nakabayad naman kag interest from the start. So, kung for simple interest, kung pila imong giutang, mo to imong principal. For bank discount, kung pila imong giutang, mo to imong bayaran sa last, which is your maturity value. So, ang kuan na dayon diri sa bank discount, no, same gyapon siya process sa ato ang simple interest. We compute for the interest first, but dili interest atong tawag sa iya. What we call it is bank discount or discount. So, the formula for bank discount actually is similar with the formula for bank discount actually is similar with a simple interest. So, it's still principal times rate times time. Okay? So, for example, kato-ato ang same gyapon siya nga example, no? Let's go back to our example here sa start para makita natin on difference. This one. So, a loan for you is extended to you for 1 year at a discount of 9%. How much is the bank discount? Okay, so pila man daw kuno ang bank discount. So same gyapon siya nga procedures. So 280,000, multiply that by the number of by the rate, which is 9%, and then you multiply that by the time. So time is 1 year. So your bank discount will still be the same essentially. So it's still at 25,200. The difference between bank discount and simple interest is that instead of computing for the maturity value, kabalo naman ka sa maturity value, kabalo naman kung pila imuhang bayaran at the end. What has now become unknown is that kung pila imong madawatan on the loan date. So, kay di ba, kuhaan na daan ang imuhang giutang. So, your proceeds now is equal to the maturity value or the face amount minus your bank discount. Okay? So, or pwede na po siya nga, actually, murag confusing kung principal akong gamito, no? Let me see. Yeah. So, for bank discount, again, we don't use panday principal as the term for katong the face amount of the fund. No, we to use the term maturity value. So, maturity value times rate times time. Okay. So, for the proceeds, so kung imong giutang which is the maturity value, minusan nimo ang bank discount. So, that's 280,000 minusan nimo ng 25,200. So, your proceeds then is equal to 254,800. Okay? And then, sir, is there same Japan, sir, same ba sa maturity value for simple interest? Can we solve for the proceeds in a shortcut manner? Of course, you can. Okay, so proceeds is equal to MV minus PD. But we know for a fact that BD's formula is equal to MV times rate times time. So, same with that, nakabalot na ay common nga factor. So, say maturity value. So, maturity value divided by maturity value is 1. So, copy the minus sign. And then MVRT over MV is just RT. So, this is now your shortcut formula for computing for the proceeds. So, if we apply sa ato ang given, so that's 280,000. We multiply that by 1 minus 0.09 times our time ng 1 year. So this should give us the same proceeds of 254,800. Okay. So now, why do we need to also know the concept of this bank discount and simple interest? For simple interest, if I'm just gonna check if I'm on the right track. Okay, so for simple interest, guys, for simple interest, annual interest rate is equal to effective interest rate. Unsa may pasabot ana, sir? Kung unsa ang imuhang gihulam, kung unsa imong gihulam nga amount o kung unsa imong nadawatan sa primero, multiplyan nimo sa interest rate, mao gyud na iyang true interest. Effective interest rate computes for kanang mura bitag it's kung pila gyud imong tinuod nga gibayaran, the true cost of money. Because diba the interest is the cost of money. So kung simple interest rate, walay ilad ana. Kumbaga, walay ilad ana. Kung unsa ang gibutang, mao gyud siya. So to compute for effective interest rate manggod, ang imuhang formula ana would be interest. So for effective interest rate, so this indicates the true cost of money, and then this is computed by kanang, so let's indicate na lang a formula here, inserts, symbol equation. Okay, so here our effective interest rate actually is computed as FER or EFFR is equal to this sign. The interest or bank discount depende kung unsa ang applicable, interest or the bank discount over the um, amount received at loan date times time. No, bank discount. So for purposes of the simple interest, no, for simple interest and effective interest rate, we no longer solve it kay again, annual interest rate is equal to effective interest rate. In what way man? So, kung diri no, so simple interest man, so mawala ni si bank discount na part, what will be left is ang interest lang yun. So interest, what amount did you receive ba at the loan date? What you received is your principal, right? Principal. Okay. So as you can see guys, ER, or effective interest rate, is I over PT. And this is your formula no for the rate of simple interest. So for example, sa ato ang kuan diri no, so that's this would be what this would be our interest there is pila to interest, simple interest 8540, so 8,540, and then our principal is 280,000. I didn't mo 8540, 25,200, 25,200 pinaka start ito ng gato 25,200. Where was that? Yes, 25,200. Okay, so 25,200, 25,200. Principal nato is 280,000. Our time is 1. Okay, so the result here would still be the same with the annual rate, which is 25,200 divided by 280,000 times 1, 9%. Okay? However, for bank discount, annual interest rate is less than effective interest rate. So this means no nga if mangutang ka, mas barato si simple interest, mas mahal si bank discount, mas ilad si bank discount. Okay? So nganong ingana man siya no? Kaya di ba again in computing for the effective interest rate under simple interest and bank discount mo ni ato ang murag kanang universal formula. So bank discount man sumawala sa interest. And then, what amount did you receive at the loan date? The amount you receive at the loan date is what you call the proceeds. Proceeds. Okay. So, meaning, ang actual yun nimo nga gibayaran nga interest rate for bank discount is this one. So, our bank discount no is same katong 25,200. However, our proceeds is 254,800. So 254,800. 254,800. Our time here is 1. Okay, so if we solve for this, that's 25,200. And then divided by 254,800 times 1. So your actual interest rate is your effective interest rate is actually at 9.89%. Diba? And that's way greater than the 9% that you thought you borrowed with bank discount. So, effective interest rate is so important because it will help you assess no kung pila yun di ay ang tinuod na kung agibayaran nga interest. Okay, so that's it for bank discount. Now, let's go to promissory notes. Promissory notes. Okay. So, kanino, ang different types of utang. So kung sa bangko ka nangutang, loan, ana. So I don't know if it's still applicable karon, pero kabantay mo anang promissory note, kabantay mo anang if magbayad mo sa una sa org tas wala may kwarta pa, ipabuhat mo letter nga I promise to pay this amount on ana. So di ba? So that's the promissory note. So there are parts of a promissory there are parties to the promissory note, no? So we we have this what we call the maker, or this is the borrower. Kay siya man ang nagbuhat sa note, siya man ang nag-promise, the one making the promise. Okay? And then, while the payee is the one nga bayran. So, the lender. So, he is the one the promise is being made to. So, kung ako ang ningon nga huyop kanang bayran ako na siya sunod, or kana nga adlaw or kana nga bulan. So, ako ang maker. Tapos gisulat na mo ha, ako ang maker. Kato akong giingnan nga huy, muto siya ang payee. Okay? So, there are different types of notes, na simple interest note, naadayon siya napoy bank discount note. So, the only thing is that kato atong simple interest nga gi-discuss o si bank discount nga gi-discuss, giput lang siya into writing, into a promissory note. So, sa promissory note, no, naatay maker payee. For simple interest note, naatay maker payee, simple interest rate, naatay term or hour time, na issue date, na maturity date. For our bank discount notes, naatay maker pay face value, wala na ko gyapon si face value. Face value here is the face amount I mentioned kanina, ha? So, so instead of note, rate na siya. So, ana. Now, again, dili din nyo makita ang difference between the face, kung sa simple interest note, face value is equal to principal, while for bank discount note, face value is equal to maturity value. Okay? So, kana lang siya. And then, dito na dayon ta sa discounting of a simple interest note and discounting of a bank discount note. So, so discounting. So, same problem ta katunay number of days. Ay, kanina lang 1 year. 1 year. Okay. Dara. So, 1 year. So, discounting of notes. So, simple interest note. So, the problem is, ay, hala. Kasama to the pet. Ay, wala. Ito na to. Ganun. Ay, di siya masugot. Bakit? Ay, ayaw niya talaga. Sige. Copy na lang ta again. Okay. So, ana. So, atong i-change na po ng simple interest man. Dapat atong simple interest nga problem. Mga to ang gamiton. So, this one. Sir, unsa man ang bank discount na pag-discounting of the note? Okay, so be it simple interest note or bank discount note, there are instances wherein ipa-discount pa yun siya in a bank. When we say discounting, no, kanang labi nag-need na kay kag kwarta. So for example, 1 year pa 1 year pa nimo makolekta ang kwarta, pero after 3 months nga nagpautang ka, ikaw na mismo ang nanginahanglan og kwarta, so you get it discounted in the bank. So for a simple interest note, ang uh, so kani for example, a loan offer is extended to you for 1 year at a simple interest of 9%. How much is the is 9%? After 3 months, your lender discounted the note at the bank at a discount rate of 10%. So usually guys, no, when it comes to discounting notes, be it simple interest or kanang bank discount notes, mas taas yun ang discount rate sa katong murag sa kan discounting ko para tong original name mo. So 10, for example, in this case 10 months. So for discounting, no, we have to take into account the discount period. The discount period here is that is the difference between, or the time between katong discount period is the time between discount date and maturity date. So meaning this is the whole term of loan less expired portion. So for example, no, diri sa ato ang gihatag example diri, the whole term is 1 year, right? So 1 year is equal to 12 months. And then so kanang, di ba, 12 months. So 12 tamang 12 imong counting. After 3 months man daw, di pa discount siya. So wala na, so 1 2 3 wala na kaato. So pila na lang ka months ang nabilin? 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. That's 9 months. So 9 months. And you can do it this way pod. So 12 months ang whole nga period. No? So 12 months ang whole period. Pila ang nilabay na? 3 months na daw ang nawala. So minus 3 months. Remaining would still be 9 months. Okay, so that's your discount period. Now, in computing for the discount on the discounted simple interest note, no? So what we do here is, so discount is equal to maturity value. You multiply that by the discount rate, and then you multiply that by the discount period. Now remember that for simple interest notes, no, our maturity value is principal times 1 plus RT. So pwede din ka mo shortcut. So our maturity value for simple note is the principal or the face value. So principal times 1 plus at para malahi ato si discount rate og si kaning or the original rate, so atong tawagon siya og simple interest rate times our katong term of the loan, so loan term. Okay, and then we multiply everything by the discount rate. So discount rate multiplied by the discount period. So in this case, no, pila to atong principal? Our principal is 280,000. So actually pila siya ana. Sige, go. 280,000. And then you multiply that by 1 plus our simple interest rate is 9%, so 0.09. Our loan term is 1 year, so times 1. And then you multiply that by the discount rate, which is at 10%. And the discount period is at 9 months man. So, diba, again, si 10% is naka-express in years. So, same with the discount period, express that in years pod. So, 9 months over 12 months. Okay? So, now, your discount will then be Mga camera, mga camera. Yes. 22,890. So this is now your discount on your kanang discount on your simple interest note. So kung makabantay mo, no, what is the discount here is calculated on the maturity value, not on the beginning, not the proceeds or not the principal, but on the maturity value of your note. Okay? So same with bank discount, naayapon tayo proceeds. So proceeds is equal to maturity value minus the discount. So our maturity value here, pila gito atong maturity value for, so complete sa tag maturity value for ano no, for MV. For simple interest, our maturity value here is 280,000. 280,000 multiplied by 1 plus 0.09 times 1. So our maturity value is 305,200. And if you simply replace it here, so mahimo siyang discount here. And this is another way of solving a discount. So 305, 200, 200 multiplied by the discount rate of 10% and the discount period of 9/12. So the discount will still result to 22,890. Okay, so your proceeds then will become 305,200 minus the discount of 22,890. So this should give you your proceeds on the discount. Okay, so now assuming no that what was discounted was a bank discount note. So I'm going to put bank discount note. So assuming that what was discounted was a bank discount note. For a bank discount note, we no longer have to solve for the maturity value because the maturity value is given. That is your face value. Unlike a simple interest note, diba? So, so for the bank discount, sige yan eh. So a loan for you is extended to you for 1 year at a bank discount of 9%. Of 9%. After 3 months, the lender discounted at the bank at a discount rate of 10%. So, diri, since we no longer have to solve for the maturity value because the maturity value is given, our process is short, kanang cut short. So, for our discount is maturity value, discount rate times discount period, and then, so simply like this lang siya. Diretso na ta MV times the RDP or the MV or the face value, diba? So here wala na ta ani nga part, so our maturity value is just 280,000 multiplied diretso na ta ani dayon sa ato ang discount rate and then sa ato ang discount period. So this should give you a discount of 21,000 with a proceeds on your proceeds of how much man. So our proceeds, no, MV minus discount. So our maturity value here is not the 305. Katong maturity value kay katumang face value man niya, diba? So that's 280,000 minus a discount of 21,000. So that's how much? 259,000 dayon ang imuhang proceeds when your discounted note or when your bank discount is discounted. Okay? So I guess that covers everything na that is to be discussed for this book. Okay. Yeah. For this chapter. Bank discount, effective rate, and then bank. Okay, finding the proceeds, finding the bank discount, the known principal, due date time, concept of time. Okay, so that means that we're done with our discussion. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask me. Um, your assignments will be posted. So I think that will be due on Friday. And then if wala pag mo yung book, no, probably I will continue discussing muna on chapter 2 and 3 by next week. Or maybe I will give you yun na your exam on Monday for this chapter. Depende lang um, kung okay na ang inyong feedback on the video discussion uploaded. Okay? So again, what do you call this one? We're done now with the topic. I hope you have learned something today. And again, do not hesitate to post your questions on our classrooms, our GCs. Less sa classroom, mas better sa GC para matubag na ko diretso, no? So, ayun lang. Thank you so much for listening and thank you so much for spending time with me via video. And please keep safe. Okay? So, again, bye.